Hello everyone. In this video I am going to discuss on some basic definitions and examples in graph theory. Previously we have drawn the graphs of some algebraic functions, trigonometric functions, etc. Here I am going to discuss something which is totally different from our previously known concept. Suppose 4 dots A, B, C and D. Suppose 4 dots A, B, C and D represents 4 people with the lines joining a pair of dots if the 2 people know each other. Suppose A knows B, A also knows C and C knows D, but B does not know C or A does not know D. So there is no line between B and C or A and D. Okay. So this is the pictorial representation of the above discussion. Indeed, many real world situations can be described by means of such drawings, which we will call the graphs. Okay. Now come to the formal definition. A graph G undirected, that means which has no direction. Later we shall discuss on directed graphs. A graph G is a triple V, E, gamma, where V equals the set V1, V2, Vn and so on, is a non-empty set whose elements are called vertices. E equals the set E1, E2, En and so on, is a set may be empty whose elements are called edges. Why this is empty? Because if the discussion was just like this, A, B, C and D are 4 people where no one knows one another, so there is no line between any of the 2 dots, so here there is no edge. Okay. And finally, gamma is a function known as the incidence function, which assigns to each edge an unordered pair Vi, Vj of vertices. Okay. So here gamma is a function from E to V cross V. That means here gamma of the edge AB is equal to the unordered pair AB equals B, A. That means there is an edge between A and B as well as in B and A. Here it is. But if it was a directed graph and suppose there is a direction from A to B, so I have gamma of the edge AB equals just first bracket A, B, not B, A. Okay, sure. This is for a directed graph. Okay. Let G equals V, E, gamma be a graph and gamma of Ek equal to Vi, Vj. Then we say that the edge Ek is associated with the vertices Vi and Vj. Ek is associated with the vertices Vi and Vj, and that Vi and Vj are adjacent. Okay. Now geometrical representation of a graph. Geometrically, graphs are represented by means of a diagram in which the vertices are represented as points or small circles and each edge as a line may not be straight. Here we have drawn the diagram by straight lines, but you can also draw the picture as this: A to C and C to D. Okay, just like this. May not be straight. Okay, joining the adjacent vertices. Okay, now consider the following example. Consider the graph G equal V, E, gamma, where V equals V1, V2, V3, V4 up to V6 and E is the edge set containing the edges U1, E2 up to E9 and gamma is defined by here. That means there is an edge U1, in between v1 and v2. Also the edge e7 is in between v1 and v2. Okay, now let us draw the diagram. Okay, consider the vertices v1, v2, suppose v3, this is v4 and this is v5. Okay, now u1 and e7 are in between v1 and v2. Suppose u1, this is e7. Okay, now e3 is in between v3 and v4. Here it is e3. e2 and e8 both are in between v1 and v3. v1 and v3, e2 and e8. Okay, e4 is in between v4 and v5. This is e4. e5 is in between v2 and v5. v2 and v5. This is e5. e6 is in between v2 and v3. v2 and v3, this is e6. And finally e9 is in between v3 and v3. This is our e9. So this is the final diagram. Already I have drawn it. Look at the two figures, they are totally different. Okay, observe that the diagram may be drawn in many different ways. The way the diagram is drawn is not important. Okay, now come to another some definitions. Parallel edges. If two or more edges are associated with the same pair of distinct vertices, then the edges are called parallel edges. Okay, in the above figure, the edges e1 and e7 are parallel edges. Also e2 and e8 are parallel edges. Here e1 and e7 are associated with the vertex v1, so here e1 and e7 are parallel edges. Also e2 and e8 are associated with the vertex v1 as well as with the vertex v3, so here e2 and e8 are also parallel edges. Okay, next, adjacent edges. Two non-parallel edges, observe it, two non-parallel edges are said to be adjacent if they are incident with a common vertex. So here e1 and e2, they are incident with the vertex v1, so e1 and e2 are adjacent edges, but not e1 and e7 because they are parallel edges. Okay, next, loop. If ei be an edge such that gamma of ei equal to vj, vj, then ei is called a loop or self loop on the vertex vj. In this case, the edge ei has the same vertex vj that occurs in both of its endpoints. In this figure, this e9 is a loop. Okay. Next, isolated vertex. v6. Isolated vertex. A vertex is called an isolated vertex if it is not incident with any other vertex. In this figure, I have missed it. v6. v6 is not incident or adjacent with any other edges. So here V6 is an isolated vertex. Okay. Next, simple graph. A graph that does not contain any loop or any parallel edges is called a simple graph. Simple graph may contain isolated vertex. Okay. So this graph contains both parallel edges or loop. So this is not a simple graph. Okay. Next, null graph. A graph G be such that its edge set is empty, that means having no edges, then G is called a null graph. For example, consider the following graph. Here the graph contains only 3 vertices V1, V2 and V3 but no edge. So this graph is a null graph. Observe that in a null graph every vertex is an isolated vertex. Every vertex is an isolated vertex. Okay. Next, degree of a vertex. Degree of a vertex. Let G be a graph and Vi be a vertex of G. The degree of Vi denoted by D of Vi is the number of edges incident with Vi, where a loop at Vi is assumed to contribute 2 to the degree of Vi. So total number of edges incident with some vertex is called its degree. So here calculate D of V1. Here D of V1, 1, 2, 3 and 4 edges are incident with the vertex V1. So here degree of V1 is 4. Now calculate D of V3. D of V3. Here 1, 2, 3, 4 and for a loop we have to add 2. So total 4 plus 2 equal to 6. D of V3 is equal to 6. And D of V6, D of V6, no edge is incident with this vertex, so D of V6 is equal to 0. Okay. Observe that a vertex Vi is an isolated vertex if and only if D of Vi is equal to 0. Okay. So the degree of every vertex in a null graph is 0. Next, odd vertex and even vertex. A vertex Vi is called an odd vertex or an odd degree vertex if D of Vi is odd, and an even vertex if D of Vi is even. In this figure, look, every vertex is of even degree. So every vertex is an even vertex. Okay. Next, pendant vertex. A vertex Vi of a graph G is said to be a pendant vertex or an end vertex if D of Vi is 1. In the above figure, G has no pendant vertex. Next, degree sequence of a graph. If we list the degrees of all the vertices of a graph G in non-decreasing manner, we get the degree sequence of G. In the previous figure, the degree sequence of G is, this is for 0, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and finally for V3, D of V3 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. Already we have calculated. 6. So this is called the degree sequence of the above graph in a non-decreasing manner. Okay. Finally, regular graph. A graph G is said to be a regular graph if all the vertices are of equal degree. If all the vertices are of equal degree. This is the picture. Suppose this is A, B, C and D are the 4 vertices. These are the edges. Degree of each vertex is 2. So this is a regular graph. This is a regular graph. Okay. A graph G is said to be a regular graph if all the vertices are of equal degree. If the degree of each vertex of G is P, then G is called a P-regular graph. P-regular graph. For example, consider this triangle with vertices V1, V2 and V3 with edges E1, E2 and E3. So this is a 2 regular graph because D of V1 equal to D of V2 equal to D of V3 is equal to 2.